Hey there, it's Duke Ferguson, owner, CEO, and master trainer of Unleashed Potential Canine and creator of Dog Training Genesis. In this video, I want to share with you a little bit about me and how I actually became a professional dog trainer. As well, I want to share with you what is out there in different methods and what the pros and cons are in the methods of dog training in the dog training world. And I also want to tell you about Dog Training Genesis and give you an inside view of the program, which no one has seen as of to date on YouTube or anywhere on the internet, and also what it can do for you. And then I'm going to let you know how you can get access to it. Enjoy. So, look, by now, you can probably tell this is a subject that I have a lot of passion, knowledge, and skill for. But hey, you know what? With really good reason. I've been in your shoes before. I was not always a professional dog trainer. In fact, it was a problem dog that I had that made me realize my calling and made me become a professional. Yeah, even though I've been training dogs since I was 13 years old, and my past experience has included working as a wildlife conservation enforcement officer with the K9 unit, I still ended up with dog problems. Yep. And let me tell you a quick little story about that. A long time ago, I was starting a search and rescue group for the province that I live in. I was one of the people that started that, and I wasn't a professional dog trainer, but I had got a dog, and because I've trained hunting dogs since I was 13 years old, and now I was in my mid-20s, I decided to do search and rescue dog training. Now, I got a dog, and I researched from a whole bunch of different teams and got a whole bunch of different amounts of advice on this because this was new to me. And I started training my dog the way that they had told me to do it. And, you know, it was completely different from how I had trained the dog in the past. It was quite a softer, more positive approach than there was any type of firmness at all. And that was fine. I was open to that because the province I live in was not open to a civilian search dog. So I was trying to pave the way for that. Long story short, at about 6-7 months old, this dog started going downhill. His training was awesome at first. All the skill and the drive and the fun stuff was going well, but then he started to come out of his puppy stage into preteen, teenage stage, and everything started going downhill. I couldn't walk him. He would pull on the leash. He was not coming when he was called. He was being really obnoxious. And I was kind of okay with that at first because I knew, well, I'll be able to fix it. But then he developed a food aggression, and that was awful. So I wasn't 100% sure. And, you know, I talked to my canine buddies, and I talked to a lot of different people, and they told me and I kind of much knew what I needed to do, but I went and took an approach, and I went to see an animal veterinarian behaviorist, and they gave me some advice, and it was completely different than I'd ever heard. It was, don't really say no to the dog, and it's not aggression, and don't treat aggression with aggression, and just use positive reinforcement only. And you know what? That was totally new to me, and I was like, okay, and I tried that, and it didn't work, and my behavior problems got worse. So eventually bad enough to the point I got bit. So I was like, okay, this is no good. So then I got some advice from another behaviorist, and it seemed to be this trend that they were on this all positive side of things. And they actually said that my dog had a red gene and I probably should put him to sleep. So I took that and threw that advice out the window. Don't say no to the dog, but put him to sleep. Give me a break. So I went back to my old ways of training when I was 13, 14, 15, and so on, because I had awesome dogs, using the long lines and choke chains and things. And that did not work either because he was so strong and so hard-headed. I was getting no results there either. And I was like, holy cow, what do I do? So I started researching, just probably like you're doing right now. And I found some trainers, thank God, that they were able to help me out. And the advice that I got and the tools that I was told to use, I had never seen or heard of. And they were a little bit intimidating, but they worked in a system beautifully and produced the results that I was looking for. Long story short, it transformed my dog's life, saved my dog. What I always tell you guys, safety and sanity, that's what I got. It was instant relief, and I was so happy. Happy enough to the point where I seen this controversy. I went back to these purely positive people and said, listen, you got to look into this. You were telling me never do these things, but yet I did it, and it was awesome, and it worked. And they were really upset. I seen the conflict in the dog training world, and immediately what I've done is knew right there and then this is what I need to do for the rest of my life. I need to seek out the truth, the best possible ways to do things, and help people just as much as these people help me.
So I did. I actually literally sold everything I owned almost. And I traveled and I studied methods from trainers from all over the world, the best trainers I could possibly get my hands on. And it has been an amazing journey. Now, let me tell you right quick, there's different beliefs in how dogs should be trained. There's different styles and methods of trainers out there. I, as a trainer, and I hate being categorized, but I'm going to sum it up into three little categories just to make it easy for you to understand. And in these categories I'm going to explain. They're kind of the extremist point of views of each category. You've got your positive only or your purely positive so-calleds in one category. You've got what you'd call older school, more firm corrective type category. And then you have what I call a balanced approach category. Now, from my experience of immersing myself with the purely positives and with the old school compulsion and really with some of the best trainers in the world, I have seen and come to know now that there's actually pros and cons to them, and their opposite approaches are very complementary. So for example, on one hand, when you have the positive side, you've got the dogs learning to earn. It's very engaging. It's very rewarding. And the dogs are learning, hey, working for you is good for me. Now, on the problem with it is there's nothing in that system that says, listen, I've taught you how to be obedient, but you must, whether you want food or whether you want the bird, whether I have food or not, it doesn't matter. You have to be obedient. And that lacks in that system. So it's really not for the real world, everyday environments. It can be done, but I mean, dogs only live so long. Now, on the opposite hand, you have the traditional approach, the more old school approach. Now, they were anti-food, and they say, hey, listen, I'm going to teach you how to be obedient by basically shutting off pressure. So they put gentle pressure on the leash and stuff, and the dogs learn how to shut it off. And that's completely the opposite approach than learning how to earn something. But what I see there is the dogs learn, hey, listen, when I'm told to do something, I have to do it. That's just the way of the world. The problem what I see in that is not everybody can do it. Dogs aren't always enthusiastic and happy. They just know that they have to be obedient. Some of them are if they crave affection and praise, but the reward kind of lacks, and the desire to learn, hey, doing this is super good for me, isn't instilled in the old school. Now, this is where I see that the opposite approaches have strengths and weaknesses, but the strengths complement each other. On one hand, you have the dog learning, hey, working for you is good for me. And on the other hand, the dog says, hey, I have to do this. And, doing this is good for me, but I have to. What I call is a balanced approach. And that's exactly how I train dogs. The problem is there's so many trainers in the world and so many people only get one way or the other way. They just don't understand to put it together in a balanced approach to say, listen, dog, working for me is so good for you, but you have to because you are a dog. And for safety and sanity reasons, I need you to obey whether you want to or not. Let me introduce you to Dog Training Genesis. Dog Training Genesis is a comprehensive, interactive, step-by-step, one-on-one video training program online in a membership portal that I've spent numerous months and countless hours creating to get you the best results possible with your dog. When I say the best results, I mean the best possible for online video. I want you to get results. You see, I've built my reputation over the years for being a results-based dog trainer. I mean, for the most part, I charge my private coaching clients for results, not sessions. And as long as they do the homework, they get amazing results every time. And now, with my Dog Training Genesis program, it's currently producing these results for people just like you, whether you're a companion pet owner, you're in a rescue organization, or if you're even a professional dog trainer. It's producing great results for people all over the world. It's literally changing the lives of many people and their dogs for the better. And you know what? This excites me to no end because this is my passion. Dog Training Genesis has one goal. I break things down to teach you the best, easiest, most efficient way to train your dog using methods and tools, implementing systems and procedures that the most successful dog trainers in the world use to produce happy, obedient dogs that will listen to you on or off leash in any distracted environment. And now this benefits you and your dog. Think about it. Instead of your dog pulling you down the street, straining his neck and your back and shoulders, people are going to be making comments on how well behaved your dog is. And you know what? They might even offer you money to train their dog. I kid you not, this has happened. You, your family, and your dog will have the freedom to go places and spend quality time together and enjoy the day safely. Your dog's needs will be satisfied and the behavior problems will be diminished. I mean, who doesn't want that? No more behavior problems, a dog that's attentive. Hey, life will be much better, and the dog you once swore or yelled at will now be your best friend. No more stress, conflict, or tension. This I guarantee. And you know what? It doesn't matter who you are or even how old you are. Well, for the most part. I mean, look, I've got kids that are in my system that have success. So whether you're a companion pet owner, whether you got a puppy, an older dog that you want to just get trained or you want problems fixed in, if you're involved in a rescue organization, or if you are a professional trainer and you want to train and you see the way I do, you will get great results with Dog Training Genesis. Even if you apply half of what I teach, you can and you will get results. I can't stress this enough. And look, there's no excuses. No matter what size, what breed, even what age of your dog, if it's 8 weeks, 15 years plus, it doesn't matter. Your dog will learn to listen to you and respond to you wherever you want it to, and any behavior problem that you're having now will be eliminated. And I know this is a big claim to say, but I'm dead serious. I've spent numerous amounts of hours and months putting this together. I hold nothing back in Dog Training Genesis. Here's a glimpse of what some people are saying about my program.
Hi, my name's Sandy. This is my 2-year-old boxer mix, Marvin. Marvin was very fear reactive, aggressive. We consulted many trainers. No one really wanted to deal with Marvin because he was so aggressive towards them. We tried a board and train for a week. Marvin came back even more aggressive with that type of training. We were suggested to take Marvin to a vet and get on Prozac. I had a friend refer me to Duke Ferguson and the Unleashed Potential Canine video training system, and I'm here to say, me and Marvin would like to say thank you so much, Duke, for taking all the time and effort into your video training. The training videos are awesome. You really, if you want dog obedience, you have a dog with some behavioral issues, really think about investing in Duke Ferguson's Unleashed Potential Canine video program. The videos are awesome. They're not very long. They're maybe 10-20 minutes at the most. They're very detailed. He's using not his professional dogs or demo dogs, but using the actual client's dogs, so you can really get a feel for how a strange dog reacts to him and the training that he uses. The system is very simple. It's easy to understand, and like I said, if you watch a video and you have any questions, there's a place on the video that you can ask the question and Duke will respond in a very timely manner. I hope that you can see there's dogs barking in the background and he's not reacting at all. Normally he would have been going off even though he can't even see the dog with just the sound. He was so fearful. Take time to invest in Duke's program. It's totally worth everything.
I've worked with a lot of different dog trainers over the years, including Cesar Millan, Brian Agnew, Sherry Lucas, Wendy and Jack Volhard, Teresa Richmond, a lot of very well-respected dog trainers. He is hands down one of the, not only the best dog trainers in the world, that, from my experience of, I've worked with a lot of them, and what Duke can offer is amazing. And, to beat that, he's an amazing guy, and you really get to see that in the videos. He's a classic Islander, gotta love it. Duke's Genesis program, he doesn't hold anything back. He shares everything, whether you're a pet owner, whether you have, a rescue, or, you're a professional dog trainer, you can learn something, right? Not only do you have step-by-step videos that bring you from where you are now to the videos that you see of the dogs, either Duke's dogs or clients' dogs. This is not staged, right? I mean, it's a step-by-step process that brings you to the next level, and that next level feels so good because you don't have to worry about your dog. You can rely on them and they can rely on you to know what to do. Communication couldn't be better.
So I've been a dog trainer for a few years now, and I've purchased the Genesis dog training program from Drew Ferguson's Unleash Potential. And I have to say that I've learned a lot. Even though I'm a trainer, there's new tools, new ideas, just easy ways to explain things and to learn things too. So I highly recommend it. There's a lot of content, a lot of values. There's even the PDFs that could help you. Even if you're a dog owner, a dog trainer, a shelter worker, anything that has to do with dogs, the dude can help you. So you'll learn about tools, you'll learn about anything. Very gentle, very humane. Please go for it. It's amazing.
They love the freedom. I go on the boardwalk and they get so much more attention, and I often get questioned as to how come my dog is so obedient and listens when I say to sit. Or
when she was a puppy, we took her to a pet store for their training classes, which were completely ineffective. And then we tried clicker training with no success. Before, Dorothy couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't take her on, we could even barely take her on walks. She spent most of her time in her kennel because I was scared she would snap at people or snap at the children. And now she can pretty much go anywhere with us. She rides with me in the trunk of my car. She goes everywhere I go. She comes to school with me and sits quietly during classes and listens. She plays with the children. She goes for long walks. She's able to walk with no leash on. She'll follow me pretty much wherever I go. And if I need to call her back, I call her and she comes. She listens to me. I like that it was a balanced approach. And I like that it's not based on punishment. It's based on motivation. It's based on you and your dog working together, getting to know each other.
Everything is broken down step by step, which is really nice. So it doesn't matter if you're just a brand new trainer or you're just somebody who owns a dog and you want to take your dog to the next level, or maybe you're having aggression issues, or you want to get your puppy going on the right foot. Right from the very start, the Dog Training Genesis has something for you. It's very, very versatile. One of the best things about it is you have access to Duke, where you can have that dialogue, and it's just amazing to have access to somebody who's so knowledgeable, so passionate about dogs.
Oh, I can walk her. It's a joy to walk her. And when I'm walking her, people will say to me, they've come up to me and said, "Oh my goodness, your dog is so well trained. You must spend hours and hours." And I think, well, we do spend quite a bit of time because we practice. And if you don't practice, no training's going to work.
Now let's take a look inside, and I'll give you a sneak peek of what it's going to be like so you can see for yourself. So as soon as you purchase one of the training programs of Dog Training Genesis, whether it's the Core, which is a complete training program in itself, or the eCollar Excellence program, which 98% of customers are buying because it's incredible value and it includes the Core, you're going to get a username and a password, and it's going to be sent to you so that you can start your training right away. And this benefits you because you don't have to wait. You can actually start today. You log in, you come to this site, you're going to use the Welcome tab just to get you going on the right foot. Then you're going to start your training. Now I've got 5 modules in the Core that you go through to get start to finish product. Let's start with the puppy section. In the puppy section, it's basically geared specifics to puppies. Now there is crate training, housebreaking, prevention of nipping and mouthing and barking and jumping. There's all kinds of different videos broken down step by step on how to deal with that. Socialization and more in this section. Now I call the core info you need to know module number 1. The reason I do that is because this has to be educated. You need to consume this and educate yourself as best you can to know what you need to know before you actually train your dog. So this module is a very valuable module. Okay, it's going to teach you everything that you need to know step by step before you touch the dog, and that is important for the success and making things go super smooth when you start your hands-on training. It doesn't take long to go through, and as soon as you go through it, you start your foundation training and your hands-on. And you can do this with puppies as well. You can start them at any age, because we're using food and positive reinforcement to teach all of our behaviors. So you can start dogs at any age. And listen, in this video series, in all of these videos, all right, I'm using green dogs. I'm not using my own dogs. And I'm using a variety of ages, whether it's 16 weeks to 10 years old with whatever behavior problems. They were board and trains that have come to me. So they're real world dogs, okay? People's dogs. And I teach all the different behaviors and teach you how to do it. So you're getting that. Plus another cool benefit feature of this program is I'm giving you different angles. You're going to be able to see first person point of view when you're looking straight down at the dog, and side on views as well. So that's a really cool feature that I have incorporated into my programs. Once you've got your hands on down and you've got a good foundation and your dog knows some stuff, you're going to start overlaying some real world obedience. And I mean, this is going to kick it up a notch. You're going to start teaching your dog what is a correction really all about. And you're going to understand about that before you even do it with your dog. You're going to understand proper leash handling techniques, how to fit certain tools, and things like that. This video is going, or this core module, the excellence module, is basically going to take all of your obedience and kick it up a notch. The dog's going to be much more obedient, much more attentive, and it's going to be faster, and you're adding distractions and you see everything come together. And we're going to overlay that to everything the dog has learned in your foundation training with hands-on. The fifth module, hey, pretty awesome. I'm going to give you some bonus content. So there's numerous videos in there that's basically worth more than the core, than what I'm charging for the core. But just to name one of many or two of many, you know, you're going to be able to play fetch with your dog if your dog has any spark at all for toys. You're going to be able to teach your dog to spit things out. And you know, if you have more than one dog in the house, I might give you a few tips on that too. So there's numerous videos in there that I put together in bonus content module. You'll have to see for yourself. So that's going to take you start to finish. That is the core program. Now let's just talk a little bit about what some of the benefits of this and how it's going to benefit you. Let's go to teaching in place. When you go and you watch a video, one of the benefits that I think is really great is everything's broken down in specifics. You don't have to search for numerous amount of hours through a DVD trying to rewind and fast forward to find a spot that you wanted to see. Everything's broken down and you can replay the video over and over. Another great benefit is the PDF downloads that I have after most of the videos. So there's a PDF documents that you can print off and make a book out of. And there's mind maps, there's checklists, and there's areas where you can take notes so that you can actually, you know, track your progress and keep on track. One of the best benefits and the best features I like about my training program is you can ask me a question. Yeah, you can ask me a question after every single video in every program, and I will go and answer those questions for you specific to the video. That is worth its weight in gold. And of course, the other thing that benefits you is the bonus content. So you're going to get all of this in the core. Now, if you didn't purchase the eCollar Excellence program, you can always upgrade at any time. And there's another option for you. And like I said, 98% of the people have opted to this because everybody wants technology in today's society. It is much more advanced and it is a really great way to train the way we do it. So if you've purchased it, then you can go then to the eCollar Excellence program. Now here's what it looks like. You're going to see there's actually a whole lot of modules in the eCollar Excellence program. So after you do the core, you go to eCollar Excellence. All right. Now look at the information that I have in here. I hold nothing back. I'm going to give you step-by-step, in depth, all right, everything you need to know about electric collars, buttons, functions, how to fit it, terms I use. It's even going to show demonstrations of dogs feeling stimulation. Now here's what's great about my program, what I like and a benefit. When I push the button in eCollar, when I push the button, you're going to hear when I'm actually pushing the button. There's a sound that you'll be able to hear, and that lets you know when I'm pushing it. So you'll know what buttons I'm pushing, and I'm very, very explanatory on that. So let's just look at one of many of the modules. Say come, for example. Once you start conditioning your collar, I have everything broken down into the phases of training. So there's steps that you go through, and in each segment there, I add different examples. So I just don't put one dog, all right? And I give you exercises that you go through. This is a numerous amount of information for different types of dogs. Not every dog I do the same exact thing for, and I explain that. So there's a lot of examples with different dogs in here that you can go through and watch and learn. And like I said, after every video, you can ask me a question. And that's done for every single segment. Now, some of the benefits I really like about this, I've added more bonuses for you. So let's look at the bonus module here in problem solving. Things that are in there are things like when we put things together, door greeting exercises, getting in the car, bolting through the door, how to get biking with your dog because you now have off-leash control, and much more. All right. One of the best bonuses I added is another tab or another module, and it's right here at the bottom, boundary training. I want you to think of this. What would it be worth to you if you could keep your dog home and not run away and keep them in the yard? That would be worth its weight in gold. And I know for a fact that an invisible fence itself costs up to $1,000. So this video right here is worth more than what I'm charging for the eCollar Excellence Training Program. Now, for you to learn these systems and procedures that I use in dog training and behavior modification, and to get the results that I do, you could spend tens of thousands of dollars and years studying methods from all over the world like I did, or you could become a member of Dog Training Genesis for much, much, much less. No, seriously, I'll be quite honest with you. I'm not a cheap dog trainer, and for good reason. I produce excellent results, and I care about you and your dog's success. I have clients all over the world who pay me up to $149 per Skype session, $1,500 to $3,000 for personal one-on-one training programs, and I even have people send me their dogs from far and wide, happily paying me up to $5,000 per dog for a complete board and train program. And with Dog Training Genesis, you get all of my training secrets, all of my systems and procedures in one membership site. It's step-by-step, one-on-one with me, like I showed you, and I hold nothing back. You can tell. I'm sure you can tell by now. And look, you don't even have to pay even close to these prices at all. This program is literally valued at over $3,000 of my one-on-one training time that sells for way less. So no, you're not going to pay $3,000. You're not even going to pay $1,000. The Core Excellence, the meat and potatoes, sells for only
$449.
And the Unleash Potential eCollar Excellence program, which is the creme de la creme, which includes the core, by the way, is only
$549.
So it's only $100 extra to get the full Unleash Potential program. Now, sure, there's lots of information on the internet available today, and that's an option. But before you decide, let me ask you a question. How much time do you think it's going to take for you to spend researching information that may or may not be valid, only to find you've gotten very confused on what's the right way and what's the wrong way to train your dog? And when you finally apply that, what you've researched, you find out the info that you've been told was not correct, or it was a poor, crappy way to train, and now your dog suffers the mistakes. Now you got more problems than before, and that's not cool. Or maybe you're like a lot of clients that I have that have already spent a bunch of money with previous trainers before they met me, or researched on books and DVDs, and they train really hard to get the dog to listen to them with the advice, but had little results and found that they wasted their money. Nothing seems to work. Your dogs don't listen to you, especially in distractions. Well, listen, I'm committed and I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is and take all the risk. I personally guarantee that you will find my Dog Training Genesis program to be engaging, informative, with no fluff, easy to understand, and most important, it will get you the results that you want with your dog. Now, if for some crazy reason you don't like it, then you can let me know and I'll give you your money back. It's that simple. And I realize I'm the one at risk here, but I'm so confident in my training program that I'm willing to take the risk for you and your dog. Let's talk about your best and worst case scenarios, just so I can put things in perspective for you. Let's talk about the best case. You start training today and quickly become more knowledgeable, more skilled, more capable, and more effective in working with your dog because you now have this new information that I'm teaching you and you see everything come together. You're able to prevent behavior problems from happening while you train your dog. Then your dog starts to respond to you and listen to you in all obedience, and your behavior problems are eliminated as you work through them. The most important thing for me is to train you. When you're taught properly and you apply this to your dog, everything falls into place. The dogs are actually the easy part, and that's your job. So as you're moving through, working into all these different modules, step by step, everything seems to kick into gear nicely. As your training becomes more balanced, it becomes faster, more efficient, and you're getting better results than you've ever had. Seeing each session bringing you more and more results that makes you proud of yourself and your dog. Results that make your dog become a great member of the family, not such a pain in the butt. Well, look, with this, you and I are both happy because I want you to get success. Happy owner, happy dog. Now, you know I'm talking idealistic situation, but I'm also a realistic person. So let's say for some strange reason things don't turn out as great as you and I both had hoped, and it takes you a little longer to see a result. Maybe your dog's a little bit harder, maybe your time is limited, or your abilities. Well, what's the rush? You're still going to get to use the product in training, and you're going to still be able to apply it with your dog as best you can with the most important situations in hand. And you see some improvement here and there as you work your dog. You're still going to love it. I know it. But not applying the training daily is not going to get you the great results. And I want you to get the best results possible that you can with your dog. Because you know what? You can. I know you can. And my guarantee is super simple. You need to train with me and try Dog Training Genesis. You need to use it and apply it. And if you find it's not meeting or exceeding your expectations for any reason at all, just tell me. I want you to have every shot I can give you at changing you and your dog's life for the better. So take the first 30 days and make it happen. Anytime in the first 30 days, you let me know if you don't like it, and I will give you your hard-earned money back. No questions asked, no hard feelings, and we can still be friends. So let's talk about the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is you get the goods, you work the program, and you decide if it's making a difference in your dog. Now, based on the effort that you put into it and the change that you see in front of you. If you decide no, then you lose no money. So now you can't afford not to train with me. So if you like this mini-series and you like my teaching style, and of course, you like me, that would be important too, then I know you're absolutely going to love training with me in Dog Training Genesis, because don't forget, you can actually ask me questions inside and I answer them after every single video, and that's worth its weight in gold. Now you can procrastinate and continue doing what you're doing right now with little results or frustration, or you can take responsibility and make the change to better your situation. Invest in Dog Training Genesis and get started with me today. You can do this. You will not be sorry. So take action now, click the button below and get started today. You owe it to your dog and yourself, and you can literally start in minutes. And I will see you on the inside.